Hey, James here with an overview of how you can use Ultimate and Zendesk to get the most out of automation. For the demo, we're going to take Ultimate Money, a fictional fintech company, and see the different approaches they use to automate requests coming from customers. Now, the main tool that they use in the bottom right-hand corner, this is Zendesk's messaging widget. And the way it works when you connect Ultimate, Ultimate is the default responder. So this answer, this message coming is now from Ultimate. Ultimate Money first wants to be able to automate kind of FAQ-oriented questions. And for that, Ultimate GPT is the easiest way to get started quickly. All you really need to do is import, for example, a Zendesk knowledge base. We can do that by selecting Zendesk as the type, entering the Help Center URL, giving it a name, and saying how often Ultimate should import the latest versions of the articles. And Ultimate Money has a couple other sources that they want to use to generate answers that they've just uploaded as CSV. They've also set a persona, so given the bot a name and set the tone of voice that it should use when it's generating these more FAQ answers from the knowledge base. It also sets how long the answer should be and if it should be allowed to give information that isn't found in the knowledge base. So this is important. Setting it to no reduces that risk of hallucinating. So what we can ask is something like, what fees do your plans have? Behind the scenes, what Ultimate GPT does is checks, is there an answer to this question in the knowledge base? And it can then generate a response. So this is the overview that it found and can give. The basic plan is free, but charges for each international transfer. The premium plan is $10 a month, but the transfers are free. Great. However, you can only get so far by automating the FAQs. You might also need to personalize the support and look up information about an individual's account or transfers. So if I now say, can I see my transfers? I want to look up the details. What Ultimate does is uses intent recognition to see, all right, who is this user and what are they asking about? What should happen? In this case, it connects to an API to look up the most recent transfers. In this example, it doesn't ask me for any information. The idea is, as a user, I'm already logged in, and then Ultimate can retrieve things from behind the scenes like the email address for the account. And otherwise, if the user is anonymous, Ultimate can ask for that information, do some authentication before providing the details. Now here I can see, all right, I've got this transfer to Carl from October 13th, and I want to see a little bit more information about it. So Ultimate can also display in a message more details. And here I can see, yeah, there was a fee. And as a user, I might be curious, why does this transfer have a fee? Now, in order for us to answer that type of question, we have an article that explains the fee structure that we just saw. We have a user who is on a specific plan. And what we want to do is be able to tell Ultimate GPT what plan the user is on so it can provide a more specific response. And that's what we can do in the Ultimate GPT response itself. So this is how we can set up some different customizations for it. One thing is the additional context. So this is where we can add information like the user has a plan type plan. Now this is a variable. This could be filled in by information that we're getting from an API or from the front end. This way, if the user is on basic or premium, we can give that as this additional context. And so now if I ask, why does this transfer have a fee? Ultimate GPT generates a response using the FAQ, but with that additional information. So here we can see with our basic plan, each international transfer comes with a $2.50 fee. This is why your transfer has a fee. So that way we can make these generated responses themselves even personalized. Now, as a next step, what might be happening is that the user wants to upgrade. And this is where you also might want to have a bit more control over what happens. Maybe this is a process that needs an agent to do something. And this is where we can also use our intent recognition to check somebody's asking for an upgrade. And then we can start a specific flow where we do things like add tags to categorize the ticket and ask for information like when should the upgrade start, collect that information, and also add it to Zendesk for the agent. So can I upgrade my plan? It will now trigger that more specific flow, asking for more information. I'll say I want it to start December 1st. And this is where Ultimate can then pass it to an agent in Zendesk. So as an agent, I can see the chat come in. I have the full transcript, but I also have all of this information that Ultimate has added behind the scenes. So things like the form, the tags, so to generally categorize it, what priority it should have, selecting a ticket reason, the plan type the user is on, and the date they want it to start. So as an agent, I have this nicely summarized information. Don't need to necessarily read the entire transcript just to know what's going on. So this is something that ideally, if you have API connections, the bot could also do behind the scenes. But at the very least, what it can do is help make the agent's work more efficient. Now, the other thing that you might want to do is over time check how well is the bot working, where can it be improved. So this is where we have a number of really useful analytics and widgets to let you know where you can improve next. From the Ultimate GPT side, we focus on things like how often are answers generated versus the more templated replies triggered by intents. And then we can also see what are the articles that are used to generate those responses. And here we can see, for example, plan types is a pretty common type of request. What we'll also have is an overview of knowledge gaps. So this is clustered topics for the questions people are asking that Ultimate GPT can't answer. And that might be because the article doesn't exist, wasn't found, or the question isn't actually answered by the article. And so this is where you can see those main areas where it could be improved either by adding more information to your knowledge base or more intents and flows on the Ultimate side. So that's how you can use Ultimate and Zendesk together using Ultimate GPT, as well as more personalized flows that use API integrations or other additional information to get the most out of automation.